Kia ora, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This will get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock. With news, the inflation landscape seems to be changing quickly now. American inflation slowed more than expected in November, an encouraging sign for Federal Reserve officials who are now meeting in Washington to discuss their next steps in their campaign against rapid price increases. The headline rise was 7.1% for November, a drop from October's 7.7%. Markets had expected a 7.3% rate. But more importantly, the change to November from October was at an annualised rate of less than 1.5%. All of these shifts do have markets wondering how the recently hawkish Fed will assess this data. Markets are expecting tomorrow's December rate hike to be 50 basis points to 4.5%, but the view of how policy is to be set for 2023 will be the key factor for markets, than the ones they'll be watching for. On the inflation data release, commodity prices rose, bond yields fell, and the US dollar retreated on the rising risk appetite. In China, one of the consequences of the eased pandemic response is that travel bookings for the January Spring Festival Chinese New Year period are surging. We may see a record internal migration around the January 23 event. In the EU, they have agreed to impose a new tax on imports based on the greenhouse gases emitted to make them, inserting climate change regulation for the first time into the rules of global trade. The initial focus will be on cement, steel, aluminium, fertilisers, electricity production and hydrogen. Brussels said countries could be exempted if they have equivalent climate change policies to the EU. In Australia, the mood of businesses turned somewhat downbeat, according to the NAB Business Confidence Survey for the month. It was the first time the survey has turned negative in 2022. Sentiment about the future is deteriorating, but the survey respondents agreed that current conditions are good. The US Treasury 10-year yield starts today at 3.50% and down a very sharp 12 basis points from this time yesterday. And the price of gold will open today at $1,808 an ounce and up $23 from yesterday. And oil prices start today up $3 at just on $76 a barrel in the US, while international Brent price is now just over $81 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar will open today at 64.8 US cents and nearly 1.25 cents higher than this time yesterday. Against the Australian dollar, we're soft at 94.3 Australian cents and down 1/4 cent. Commodity currencies are back in favour today. Against the euro, we're at 61 euro cents and up 1/2 cent. That all means our trade weighted index starts today at 72.9 and up 50 basis points. Get more news affecting the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.